How are we?
England and India, the top two ranked teams in this format. Do you see this particular series as a chance to lay down a marker ahead of the World Cup next year?
I think it's an important series. You know, we've played some really strong cricket in one-day format for a while now, and India are right up there with one of the best sides in the world. They'll bring different challenges to what we've recently faced, but we know that if we play to our potential and we continue to keep learning and improving, then we'll be a very difficult side to play, especially at home in these conditions.
You were left out of the side in Bristol in the T20. How much of a disappointment was that for you, or did you understand the decision? Yeah,
I fully understood the decision. Couldn't have been an easy one for the guys to make, but that's part and parcel of having a really strong squad. You have to take that. It's always difficult being left out. You never like that as a player, but having been captain myself, I know how hard it can be. And it is sort of a. One thing is for sure, it's great to see Stokesy back playing and see him back to somewhere near fully fit. He's such a big asset to all three teams, and with him firing it, hopefully throughout this series we'll see some really strong performances from him. And long term for England, that's a really important thing.
Does it just highlight the massive competition for places in white ball cricket? Yeah,
it does, and ahead of a World Cup, that's what you want. You want strength in depth. You want guys all the time pushing as hard as possible, and to make those difficult decisions. It can't be easy, but it shows where we've come to in the last 3 or 4 years, especially in this format. It can't be a bad thing.
This has been a record-breaking ground for England. We've got two sides in good form, in particular with the batting lineups. Do you think we might get close to another record, either in this one or in the series?
I think it's dangerous to start thinking too far ahead. One thing that we've generally been good at the last couple of years is assessing things pretty early on and then planning an innings through from there. Might be the case, it might not, but ultimately it's about making sure that we try and win this series and do everything we can to come out of what's been a really impressive white ball summer so far for us, especially in one-day cricket.
The England football team.
I'm just waiting for that. I can't wait for you to ask me.
Huge Yorkshire influence as well, and a couple of lads who've come through the system at Sheffield United. How do you see it tonight?
I'm so excited. I can't wait to get back and watch it. I feel more nervous about that than actually playing cricket. So it's an exciting time, isn't it, for everyone? I'm sure you guys can't wait to clock off and find somewhere nice to go and watch it. But the way they've gone about it's been really impressive. I think to any side playing any sport, it's been a really nice vibe to the way they've gone about it. Very relaxed, very calm. But they've been really smart about how they've approached each and every game. I'm not going to try and pretend to be a football expert, but as a fan, it's been great viewing, and hopefully there's 2 more strong performances to come.
We've seen the penalty shootout earlier on today. There was a little bit of controversy surrounding your spot kick.
Yeah, I think VAR would have seen it another way, to be honest, but I think at the end of the game he overturned the decision, so I was happy about it.
Steve? You've always said that you want to be a key part of every England team in all formats. You've also expressed your concerns about the T20 game maybe moving on without you, and that's why you put yourself in the IPL auction. Being left out of Bristol, was that kind of sort of fears that you had?
I don't have any fears about it. I want to see us be as complete a side as possible in all 3 competitions, but I want to be a part of them. So it's difficult with the limited amount of opportunities I've had to play 2020 cricket. But it's also, I think the thing that's always been at the forefront of my mind is playing for England comes first. All the domestic tournaments around the world and stuff, they have to fit around playing for England. And whether that's making sure that I have enough rest, or obviously if there are international games throughout those tournaments, then I'm going to have to miss out. And until there's a really good block for me to go and play 2020 cricket somewhere in a domestic tournament, it's going to be hard to get a string of games together to really put that case across. But I'm fully confident of the ability I have in that format. I've proven over the past that I can perform in 2020 cricket, and I don't see it as a closed door for me at all. I just got to make sure I keep putting the work in, and those limited opportunities I get, keep trying to perform, and I suppose keep my name as current as I can in that format.
Do you think it will take that run of fixtures for whatever team that you may be able to get a chance to play for, that's going to improve your T20 cricket so that you are an automatic selection? Paul Farber has suggested that this would spur you on to make sure that was the case in the future.
Yeah, I think being left out is a great motivator to make sure that you, I suppose, doing everything you can, but you generally feel like you want to be in that state of mind anyway. It might be that if having an experience of playing some kind of domestic cricket somewhere would be very valuable, just finding a different environment, learning from different players, maybe a few different coaches to speak to about things. You've seen guys come back from those tournaments with a huge amount of experience and a great sort of rounded way of looking at the game, with I suppose a different view on and a different take on certain aspects. So it would be nice, but ultimately it's got to fit around playing for England. And the priorities at the minute are obviously that White Ball World Cup next year, and as Test captain, we've got some big series coming up this summer, and obviously Ashes next summer with an important winter. So if something fits into place, then fantastic. But if not, I'll find a way. I feel like I'm an experienced player now in international cricket to be able to do that.
Gentleman from Cricket Goes and Gideon, and we'll take two more after that.
Joe, you spoke about India posing different challenges compared to the other teams that you played. They don't play their traditional rivals, Pakistan, in bilateral tours, and your traditional rivals aren't the same with a water and switch. So does that make this sort of a contest that we've not seen for a while in terms of how evenly matched you guys are?
Yeah, as I said, India have been a really strong team in this format for a long time. They won last time they came over here. I know it was a very different side they played against, but ultimately it's a good. I suppose it is a good marker to see where we're at, and it's a great opportunity for us to play against a strong Indian team that will pose different challenges to what Australia did at the start of the summer. Very, very different look to their bowling attack, for example, and it's an exciting time. Start this series. Sorry. So hopefully we can play some really strong cricket, and I'm sure it'll make for a really good viewing.
Gideon.
Joe, sorry to go back to being dropped, but is it important that in this series you sort of maintain your own style and your own batting sort of strengths, and not try and go down and show that you're something, you're a dasher and you can smash it like the rest of them, sort of thing? You've got to stay true to your own.
Yeah, I think you've got to always try and stay true to yourself. There's always an element of trying to expand your game and develop certain areas, but ultimately you've got to play the situation laid out. I think India's in a place where they've got some great depth in that department. They've shown that. You see that to an extent in the IPL. A number of guys have done extremely well, and even if they're the frontline guys aren't playing, we're still going to have to play well. They're going to still pose different challenges for us as a seam attack. It's very important that we don't look at individuals and sort of go into the series expecting only 2 or 3 guys to be a threat. We have to make sure that we're on it and you're fully prepared for everyone that's involved in that squad, and whoever turns out, we give the due respect that they deserve, because we've seen them come in. A number of guys come into the Indian team and perform well. So they're in a similar place to us. They have got great depth, and we're going to have to use in a place where they've got some great depth in that department. They've shown that. You see that to an extent in the IPL. A number of guys have done extremely well, and even if they're the frontline guys aren't playing, we're still going to have to play well. They're going to still pose different challenges for us as a team attack. It's very important that we don't look at individuals and sort of go into the series expecting only 2 or 3 guys to be a threat. We have to make sure that we're on it and you're fully prepared for everyone that's involved in that squad, and whoever turns out, we give the due respect that they deserve, because we've seen them come in. A number of guys come into the Indian team and perform well. So they're in a similar place to us. They have got great depth, and we're going to have to play well.
John, finish off.
Joe, have you been working any harder on your bowling than perhaps in the previous seasons, and you feel that that's something that can help you to retain your place in the white ball team?
I've been trying to add a few things to my bowling, especially in the short formats. But ultimately, I can offer so much with the ball, but I'm never going to be a Shane Warne or even looking at the setup that we've had in recent times. We've generally played with 2 spinners anyway. So hopefully I can continue to keep offering when I get the opportunity. But I have to score runs really, and I'm confident I'll be able to do it.